ounces. First 12 ounces, yeah. First 12 ounces. First 12 ounces, yeah. Y'all better listen up. This sports talking tough. So if you got a cup, go on and raise it up. I'll raise one with you as we talk about the sports. It's raining stats and rumors. Let us give you the report. This is First 12 ounces. First 12 ounces, yeah. First 12 ounces. First 12 ounces, yeah.
What is up? Welcome back as usual for another episode of First and 12 Ounces. It is Monday, October 13th. It is 5:37. And guess what, guys?
I'm 5-1.
OU still sucks.
Man, I'm 5-1, and I'm a top 10 team also. So
You both ruined it. OU still sucks. Anyways, to start it off, leave it to the two jackasses to mess it up. Start it off. Hey, what is going on at Penn State? James Franklin out of the door. Wow. I think y'all jinxed him. Y'all got him fired last week on the episode. Y'all said Penn State has a better opportunity to go to the college football playoff. Not so fast, my friend. They're coach shopping because their head coach is no longer there. How do we feel about it?
well, first of all, let me go ahead and clarify what was said. What was said was they did have an easier path. They had a way easier schedule. Yeah. So we wrap that comment. Second of all, it's crazy to me because yes, James Franklin lost the game he really shouldn't have lost. 2 games really shouldn't have lost. But I mean, going 9-3, 10-2 is definitely, or 9-3 this year was definitely still on the table. You would have had to beat Ohio State, obviously. I think Penn State might have a little bit of unrealistic expectations from the school, from the fans, whatever. End of the day, no, I don't think James Franklin's an elite coach. He never can win the big games. Period. That's been a trend. I didn't see the firing coming mid-season, but boy, college football's back. That's all I know. We officially have the first haymaker thrown in college football coaching world.
Not only that, he was fired before Napier, and everybody thought Napier was going to get canned quick. How you feeling about it, Buddha?
I kind of applaud Penn State. Like, I think if your aspiration is to win a national title, like, Franklin was never going to do it. He can't beat anybody that's worth the shit. Like, he kind of backdoored his way into a semifinal game. Like, they played, Boise State to get, it just...
Well, yeah, they had the easiest road by far.
You could hang your hat on previous to this, he just didn't lose the games he was supposed to win, but, UCLA and Northwestern back-to-backs, 2 of the worst losses you could have as a big-time Power 4 school. I somewhat applaud him for going, we're not going to sit here and wait this out, and where you get caught up in the world of, he finishes 8-4 and you upset Ohio State, but you don't accomplish anything, and you just sit in that death cycle of, we're almost good enough. I applaud going, this ain't going to work. We're going to try to do something else. I think it's interesting who they're going to try to go after. I think they should try for Cignetti. I just don't see why Cignetti would leave or take the job.
I think their key target is some guy that's kind of having mediocre success at Nebraska, and that's Matt Rule. He's an alumni. They asked him about it in his press conference today. He proclaimed his love for his alumni. It's where he met his wife. All he did was talk good things about Penn State, but then he stopped and said, I'm not talking about job offers, though. I'm here at Nebraska. We're building something here. We got elite talent here. I think we can do something here. I still think if Penn State comes knocking, Matt Rule is leaving. At first, because Will Compton came out last night, and said something about it. And said, "Hey, if we got to pull out the wallet, we will to keep him here." And I commented on there and was like, "Nobody wants Matt Rule." Well, Matt Rule sounds like he wants Penn State from his remarks today. As much as he wants to say, "Hey, I'm not going to talk about outside of job offers," you don't show your love as much as he was doing on that press conference, and then not take the job if it's offered.
I mean, his name's buzzing.
I think it would make sense.
I think it makes sense that they would try to go after him. I don't know why. Yeah. You're hiring essentially the same thing. Rule's claim to fame is that he got Temple and Baylor to 10 wins 1 year, in their third season. Rule hasn't really accomplished a ton as a head coach. And so far in Nebraska, they also can't beat legitimate teams. They get to the top of the mountain and they come crashing down. it just feels like you would fire Franklin to hire the same thing again, like a guy that's going to win 9, 10, but lose the 2 or 3 biggest ones every year. I don't know. To me, I would be calling Signetti and I'd be blowing him up till he blocked my number.
My question on it is this: with Matt Rule, can he bring in more elite talent at Penn State than he could Nebraska?
I don't think so.
That's an interesting one. I don't think so either. I mean, first of all, like, let's be clear. Like, if you go to Penn State, you're always going to be struggling to out recruit teams like Oregon, teams like Ohio State, Michigan. Like, you're gonna be. I think he'll be in the same boat at Penn State as he is at Nebraska. Maybe you get a little more logo recognition than Nebraska. Maybe. I don't know that Penn State's in a much better location than Nebraska is as far as like appeal to a high school kid. I think you're doing the same recruiting pitch just with a different logo.
I think it's probably easier to generate money at Nebraska. There's nothing else in the state.
Yeah,
There's nothing else there.
Yeah.
We're like Penn State fans. Like realistically, if they get the ass, they can always just lean on the Phillies or the Eagles or like there's other options. In Nebraska, there's nothing. Like it's the only show in town.
Yeah.
Another name that's going to get thrown around. It ain't going to happen. But like the Brian Kelly thing, I think if he took True Serum, he would tell you he'd rather be at Penn State because it's probably an easier place to get to 10 wins every year than LSU. It ain't going to happen. But True Serum, I think he would tell you, like, yeah, I would like to be in Big Ten country again.
Yeah. My thing with the BK thing, I don't think it's going to happen either because, first of all, I think it's, if anything, it's a lateral move, if not a move backwards for him.
Yeah.
Now, the expectations, I agree with you 100%. You go to Penn State versus LSU, like, I think the expectation at LSU is way different than at Penn State. I think people expect you to be in the playoffs, period. The SEC is way harder than the Big Ten, which we'll hit on in a little bit here, I'm sure. But the only thing that has me sitting here, like, scratching my head is, like, it would be, like, the greatest, like, easiest divorce ever. It's like, oh, hey, I got this Penn State offer. Like, I know y'all don't really fuck with me, so, like, I'm just going to dip. I could see that, but then another part of me is like, there's just no way. Right?
How do you feel about it, Bo?
I mean, after seeing 3 straight losses, one to a winless team in UCLA, and what we thought was a dumpster fire of a program after they just got rid of their head coach, an interim coach comes in, apparently unlocks Nico Ilamavea. I mean, he's been balling out, but we could probably touch on that a little bit later. But I mean, to then come home and then lose to Northwestern, back-to-back home games and a road game.
Tough.
Like Cole and both Buddha said, I mean, you're not meeting expectations for what the program sees, and even if that is just 3 losses on the year, that's too much. See ya. And not only that, but I mean, you're trying to beat around on shitty ass smaller Big Ten teams the whole time you've been at Penn State. And guess what? Your only losses were only ever against big teams, and you could never fucking beat them. And then at the end of the day, you're sitting there wondering, as a program, can Franklin get it done? Well, but yeah, he did get us 10 wins, but we don't get any further in the playoffs, and we don't even qualify for the playoffs. We're a very good, bowl game every year, but that's really about it. We don't do anything else. So, I mean, you've seen 3 or however many years you've been there, you've seen that every single year. And then last year when they actually got into the 12th team, Notre Dame ended up stopping that, and they didn't win the big game again. So, yeah, I mean, really, I don't want to say it was due time, but, I mean, especially if you're wanting to make a splash and make a bigger name for yourself, I mean, it had to be done. So, whether they're, 10 wins or, whether they're 5, doesn't matter. He needed to go.
Yeah,
I'm just curious to see who, like y'all were discussing, I'm just curious to see who they end up landing in that spot.
It's going to be an interesting coaching search because this makes Penn State, Oklahoma State, Oregon State. Who else am I missing? Arkansas.
UCLA doesn't actually. Well, not that they're a good program, but I mean they don't have a coach
UCLA.
right now either. They have an interim. So,
but that's still 5 big programs that are looking for head coaches. Like,
could be me.
We'll see how it plays out. Let's start it off with this past week's good notes. All wins for the boys on the docket. So let's start off with the first one of the morning, and that's Alabama Mizzou.
Yeah, look, man, another week, another day where I'm sitting here and I'm happy. I mean, this is great, right? You know, Bama goes to Missouri, 11 a.m. kickoff, which you never know what's going to happen at 11 in the morning, bro. I always get worried about it. All you heard all week was Ahmad Hardy this, Ahmad Hardy that. Bama's run defense is soft. Bama's going to give up, 300 yards on the ground. Ahmad Hardy had 52 yards rushing. Their team as a whole had 163. 163 is a big number. You probably want that to be a little lower. But Ahmad Hardy, best running back in the nation. I think we all agree on that before the game. 52 yards. I could live with that. Big game from LT Overton. I think he had 6 tackles. I think he had 3 sacks. A lot of disruption by him. The whole D-line is really the whole defense as a whole. I was satisfied with how they played. You give up a touchdown in the first drive. You go up 17-7. You force a 3 and out. You have the field goal before half. It's 17-10 now. Come out second half. The fumble by Ty Simpson kind of made that game way closer than it would have been. I think if we go down and score there, I think they roll over. I don't think there's any reason to think they wouldn't have, because if even when it was a tied ball game at times, I just felt like Bama was in total control. One of those games where you just never really thought they were going to take the lead or, win the game. Ty Simpson threw for 203 touchdowns, no turnovers. Well, besides the fumble, no interceptions. I mean, not his best game, and he won SEC Offensive Player of the Week, which I think that's a good thing, right? Jam Miller, 85 yards on the ground. I think Jam Miller looked really good. Obviously, he went out in the third quarter with a concussion. Daniel Hill and Kevin Riley took the workload. Daniel Hill looked really good, which is very promising because you got Jam will probably be out this week with the concussion. Derek Meadows, true freshman receiver, he took a big hit, targeting call, bad concussion. Don't know when he'll be back. Obviously, he'll be back at some point, but nasty hit. We all saw it. A name y'all heard me all offseason preach was Latzia Brooks. True freshman receiver, very involved in the passing game, very involved in the game plan. I don't know what his stat line was, 4 for 58. Obviously, everyone saw the 4th and 8 play late in the game. Ty Simpson throws the best pass of the day. Perfect catch by him, perfect throw by Ty to seal the first down there, and inevitably probably won us the game. Look, I like where we are. I like what I'm seeing. The playbook is getting better and better every week. Definitely a lot to improve on this game. Some sloppy things, some things you don't want to have happen. Obviously, the fumble by Ty. They got pressure, man. Look, you heard all week about their 2 outside guys, the edge rushers. I don't remember their names, but look, two ballers, dude. They got back there several times. Ty was running for his life at times, but at the end of the day, you get the win. You do what you had to do. Caden Proctor with another offensive play. He lines up in the Wildcat on
The hurdle,
3rd and 1, I think it was, or 4th and 1, and he
the
gets
little hurdle at the dude's at his feet was probably the best thing ever. I was like, oh man,
dog. But hey, I like it, man. We're 5-1. We're 6th in the nation. I think 5 weeks ago, I don't know if I'm not gonna say none of us saw this coming, none of us expected this, but it's definitely a huge turnaround for Alabama. So, what y'all got?
yeah, man. I thought Jam Miller was a better runner back of the 2 throughout the day. You did see spurts of life from Mizzou, but it only came out of the quarterback run or runs from Hardy or a few little pass plays, little dinks and dares that make your eyes kind of open. Was a close, drawn out football game. Like you said, Simpson didn't have his best game. Did he get hurt in that one hit that looked real nasty before the half?
Yeah, I mean, he definitely got a ding. I mean, it's nothing that's going to pop up on injury report. It's nothing that they're ever going to report. But I could tell the very next play he ran the ball, and I could tell he did not look as fast. He looked like he was kind of like playing it safe. He ran like essentially straight to the sidelines. But nothing major to my understanding.
Yeah, but other than that, all around great ball game for Alabama. Y'all looked like y'all controlled the game the majority of the time. And I know me and you talked about it. You said you really didn't feel that much worried going towards the end, even with it being as close as it was. It was a hell of a ball game, though. Hell of a ball game. How'd you feel about it, Buddha?
I thought Bama was impressive yet again. It's another tough spot. right? I thought it was more impressive than the Vanderbilt game. Like 11 a.m., you're on the road to a team that's pretty damn good. That's probably going to be in playoff contention in Mizzou. Hardy didn't have a terrific day, but like I think we talked about on the live, like he's phenomenal. You just can't against a team of caliber Alabama. You can't just give the ball to one guy and expect him to do. I watched LSU do it for years with Fournette or whatever. Where like you have to have other options. I thought Perbula was bad. I thought he made a lot of bonehead throw. He's a good runner. I thought his arm was an issue. I mean, even if you look at the last drive where he throws the pick to end the game, like he had a wide open guy, and he also made a horrible throw to the guy he was trying to go to. I thought Perbula wasn't very good. But I think I give a lot of credit to Alabama's defense there. I think they made him uncomfortable all day. They made him kind of one dimensional. They were going to take away Hardy and say you got to beat us out elsewhere. Mizzou struggled with it, and then I think Ty Simpson, where he's just playing nails in the biggest moments. He's doing what you want your quarterback to be. He's his best when you need his best, and you can live with him having a down game, which I think he did overall. But when you needed it, it showed up. Right? I think the 4th and 8th pass is one of the best passes I've seen this year in college football. Like when you need Ty Simpson, he's showing up, and that's all you can ask for when you got a team that can make offenses uncomfortable. You have a running game. If your quarterback can be elite in crunch time, you're going to be really tough to beat against anybody you play.
Bro, how'd you feel about it?
Yeah. Again, another great showing out for the Crimson Tide there. I do kind of want to give my flowers though to that Mizzou squad. Even though it was a home game, a little bit of home field advantage. I've been kind of dogging them for playing, the schools for the blind and deaf, the whole time. They really haven't had a test yet, and I have a couple friends that are Mizzou fans, and they've been in my ear. Oh, you'll see, we'll beat Bama. And well, you got proved wrong. So there's that little check on your resume there. But yeah, I think this Mizzou squad actually is pretty legit. I know everyone was talking about Ahmad Hardy, but I don't know if y'all really kind of looked into the backup running back there from Mizzou. I think he had about 10 carries and was averaging about 5 to 6 yards a carry as well, on top of Pribula having to pull the ball and run the whole game. And Ahmad Hardy got kind of shut down. I think they probably could have relied on the run a little bit more than what they did, but being in the hole almost 2 scores there going into halftime kind of got aired out. And unfortunately for Pribula, he was making some very bonehead choices and couldn't capitalize on them. So flowers to Mizzou for actually being a somewhat decent football team, and again, flowers to one of the top 10 teams in the country right now. So Bama is killing it. So they are definitely going to be a team to be watching come playoffs.
Yeah, and so another thing, I texted y'all this. This is Bama's 3rd top 20 win in a row. They played this week, which is another top 20 team, top 15 even. Every team Bama has played to this point has been undefeated going into the game. Which that thing's kind of a wild stat. Obviously, like week 1, 2, and 3, like you kind of almost expect that. That's more likely. And Bama has now broken the Georgia 33 home game win streak and the Missouri 15 home game win streak. So if Kalen DeBoer shows up to your school wearing a black hoodie, get on your fucking knees and pray, because it's not going to be pretty. That's all I got to say.
What was the last game Mizzou lost at home?
I don't know, but it was 15 home games ago.
I wonder if it was
so going back, 3 seasons at least? Yeah, two seasons?
Yeah, I wonder if that's the game LSU beat them there. That's about the timeline. I'm going to look into that. That's interesting.
All right. Oh, go ahead.
LSU 2023.
Is that it?
That's got to be it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, let's get to the big one. The one.
Hey.
No timeouts. Sorry, Kirby, you weren't clapping.
That
shit don't work here. That shit don't work here. That shit don't work here.
Can we touch on that really quick before we have
that shit don't work here?
XOU. That's the most insane thing I ever seen. The fact that he's like this, and then he's like, "No, they're clapping." It's like, we can watch you do this, fool.
And then they changed it. That's the worst part.
To him. He's running down, going, "Timeout, timeout, timeout." He's like, "No, I was clapping."
Yeah, he's an idiot. He got away with it though. He got away with it. That's Kirby.
That dude will lie.
That dude will lie, cheat, and steal to get anything he needs. And that just goes to show you it. But hey, let's get into it. I'll start it off with a great quote at the end of the game from Steve Sarkisian. He said there was a lot of shit getting talked about our team, and I thought they responded. Yeah, they responded for damn sure. Um, Defense played its ass off. The first half was a dogfight. I mean, it was toe to toe, two defenses just not giving in to anything. And then the second half, Arch said, "Hey, guess what? First drive of the game, I'm going to take it all the way down the field and score." And from that point on, it was nothing but cake for Texas. The defense stood up, three different turnovers. John Mateer was in a fucking spin cycle. He didn't know what the fuck to do. They had no running game whatsoever. It was just, it was great up and down the field. And we had to give flowers to somebody me and Cole talked about it nonstop that showed up big time in this game, and that's Trey Wisner. Trey Wisner was running his ass off. He was tired, he was hurt, and he's still running through people. 22 carries for 94 yards, averaged 4.3 yards a carry, 5 receptions for 34 yards. When it came down for huge plays, somehow he pulled them out. He took a huge hit when he was up in the air, and everybody thought, "Oh shit, he's probably gonna be done for the game." 2 plays later, he has a 3rd and 8 reception that he converted, jukes 2 defenders, points out a blocker to a DB. The DB misses the block though. Otherwise, he probably gets even more yardage. Like, just played his tail off. Arch did what he needed to do to win the game. 21 to 27, 166 yards and a touchdown, and a beautiful goodbye wave to the fans as he got the first down on that quarterback keeper, which was unbelievably great. The bigger thing was, out of the two defenses, Texas's defense showed up and
Yes.
punched Mateer in the mouth and in the thumb, and anyone else that touched the ball got hit. Brad Spence had 6 pressures, 1 sacks, 2 tackles for a loss. This is a transfer that came in. Lance Jackson, who is a freshman, 4 pressures and a sack. He graded the highest player on defense for Texas with an 87 by PFF. The man that we've all been looking for all year, Colin Simmons, shows up with 2.5 sacks and 4 pressures. They were on fire. Not to be overlooking, the secondary played their tail off too. Malik Muhammad with 2 interceptions, 2 huge interceptions, one to start the game, one to end the half. And then Grayson Littleton, the freshman, just comes out of nowhere and makes plays whenever he has to, ends up with another interception. Man, I couldn't tell you anything bad about the defense. They showed up and showed out the entire time.
Yeah.
It's been 736 days since Oklahoma scored a touchdown on Texas. Texas hasn't. OU has only scored, out of the last 4 top meetings, OU scored 1 touchdown. In 3 of the last 4 meetings, Texas has shut them out. It's been field goals only. TK knows how to shut down Brett Venables. Brett Venables is supposed to be the defensive coach. PK is like, "No, brother, we do that over here. Y'all can not score touchdowns on us and pray something else happens." Ryan Niblett, punt return, was electric. I was going nuts. Cole was going nuts.
That was fun.
Unbelievable play. Fun factor about that: Ryan Niblett goes in the Red River history because that's only the third touchdown for punt return for Texas in the history of the rivalry. 120 something games, only 3 punt returns. His was the third. Also, I know there's a lot of talk of, "Oh, there's so many multiple blocks in the black on that play." Oh, you had 8 offensive drives before that punt. 0 points. They had 2 drives after that punt. 0 points. The punt return didn't determine the game. Your offense not being able to play offense with the quote unquote Heisman front runner not showing up cost you the game. Speaking of the Heisman front runner, Bo's good buddy, his pick, John Mateer finished 20 of 38, 202 yards, 3 interceptions, 14 rushes for 5 yards, his lowest rushing in his career that he's ever had. Another fun factor about Mateer, how I said it before whenever he was first coming on to OU. I said he didn't play top tippet. He wasn't good against top competition. Everybody's like, "Oh, you're crazy." Versus the Power 4, he's got 5 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. Never had a multiple touchdown game, and has never thrown for over 300 yards when it's a Power 4 team. The dude was overhyped. He's still overhyped. That's all I got from it. I enjoyed it. Also, to note, defensive player of the SEC, Malik Muhammad with 2 interceptions. Co-defensive lineman of the week, Colin Simmons, who finally showed up. So I don't know about y'all, but that was a hell of a game. I know I had fun watching it. How'd y'all feel about it?
Yeah, I mean, great showing by Texas. Look, winning a when you're a team that's kind of in no man's land in Texas, right? You going into this, you're 3-2, you haven't met expectations. You're kind of like, you're in that weird land of like, damn, this would be a good one to win. And look, Texas showed up and showed out. It's a dominant win. It's 23-6, but quite frankly, it just felt like no matter what, that Oklahoma couldn't score because John Mateer looked awful. I mean, awful. 3 interceptions. I think I remember, and I saw on Twitter and stuff today, I think there were 3 other that were in Texas defender hands. One was a diving one, so let's take that one out. But he almost had 5 picks. I mean, DJ Lagway, meet John Mateer, huh? Dude, bad. Look, the punt return touchdown was electric. I mean, in a game of that magnitude, you just love to see something like that. The energy was high. Obviously, the stadium was rocking. It always is. It's a big rivalry. Hats off to Texas getting the win. Hats off to John Mateer for showing us he's ass, hurt or not, don't really care. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, Arch threw for 160 and a touchdown. Only 6 incompletions. If you can have Arch do that and put up 23 points, obviously I know that they had the punt return touchdown, but when the defense is playing like that, dude, Texas can be a hard team to beat. But again, long season. Hats off to Texas, though. Give props when it's due. That's a good win.
Yeah, I thought Texas looked really good. If I'm an OU fan, I'm shitting myself because you're really flawed. You got a lot of fucking issues that we talked about after the Auburn game, that we talked about after the Michigan game also. That offense is 100% Mateer driven, and if he plays below average, you're not going to score points.
No.
That OU team has got real problems. And I got a feeling last Saturday ain't the last of them having a broken heart on Sunday. I thought Texas looked good. I mean, it's a tough spot for Texas. You got to get off the mat. What can you do? Like, everybody's telling you the season's done. Arch is trash, yada, yada, yada. I thought they looked good. I thought they played the brand of football that they're probably going to play this year, where it's control it on defense, opportunistic on offense, take your shots when you can, just beat teams coaching. But OU, I think, showed who OU was. Like, I think it just took a team that was good enough to really expose it. But, like, they are one-dimensional to one-dimensional. Like, it is John Mateer, and let's hope our defense can do something. But again, they played Auburn, who's got a dog shit offense. Michigan doesn't throw the ball. Like, they just got it. I thought they got exposed, and if I'm an OU fan, I'm real. I think I almost want to give Venables this James Franklin treatment. Like, why wait around? Like, why wait?
Yeah.
That's my thing when it comes to Venables. Why wait? I get you're still ranked high. You have one. Why are we waiting? Because this dude ain't never going to win anything of significance.
My thing with OU, and when watching this game, it just, you talk about the offense being run through John Mateer. Like, dude, I don't think they had a single dude on that team. Like, everybody has dudes. Every team in SEC has like 1 or 2 dudes that you're just like, some have more, but like every team has at least 1 or 2. It felt like with them, they had nobody that was going to go out there and win that football game. Nobody.
No.
And I'm telling you, if I'm Texas, I'm going to the sidelines. I'm like, these dudes can't move the ball. Like, touchdown, I don't worry about it. It was crazy.
Yeah, dude.
Fun fact: OU only gave up coming into the game. They gave up 12 third downs in 59 attempts going into this game. They gave up 10 in this game alone. Texas was 10 of 17 on third downs against the number 1 third down converting team in the nation.
That's
going to stand out. That's going to show out. That's going to show up in other games, like Buddha said. I think other teams are going to look and be like, "Hey, guess what? You know what? There's because everyone was talking about the defensive front, how good the defensive front was,
yeah.
and Wisner was running through holes and making plays whenever he shouldn't have.
Texas ran for like 150, 170 yards or something like that. Yeah,
Yeah, I was super impressed. Bo, how'd you feel about it?
The one thing I will touch on first, I will not be slandered for picking John Mateer. That is the one thing I will not be slandered for, gentlemen. I am a betting man, and the odds were there, okay? You got a transfer coming from Washington State at 25 to 1, okay? 25 to 1, folks. $4 wins you 100. Just a heads up if you can't do math. Anyways, no, OU looked like shit. Texas's defense, we've been talking about all year, showed up, put Venables back in his, put his pacifier back in his mouth, told him to shut up, ice the game early. I will say it was a dogfight to start. Mateer was making runs. I was like, oh, God, Texas is in for a dogfight here. Came out second half, said, nope, not today, Venables. Go ahead. Go back in your crib, buddy. You're done. You're done for the day. Sat him down and put him in timeout. So, I mean, the game got wrapped up pretty quick. But, Mateer looked bad. And, again, I did say in our Heisman talk that would be the one game he'd look like shit. I said if there was any game he'd look bad, he's going to look bad in a rivalry game. He has no idea about being up from the Pacific fucking Northwest part of the U.S. up there at Washington State. And on top of that, his OC or head coach, whoever came in with him, he didn't know what he was in for either. Shit. So that's all I got on that. But nonetheless, Texas showed out great. Arch looked phenomenal. Again, statistically, we not probably what a lot of people were looking for, but you're also looking at a very close, gritty rivalry game to begin with. So great game for Arch, great game for Texas, and still John Mateer for Heisman. Go ahead and book it, plus 1,000.
for the record, you could have got Ty Simpson at double the odds, but what would I know? I'm just a dude.
It's all right. It's all right. I'll take my dual threat running quarterback. It's okay. I'll take my chance on that, Mr. Thumb. It's okay.
Yeah, and don't forget.
Yeah. Oh, here's a thought for y'all too. I'll ask y'all before we move on to Notre Dame. I said it from the get go. I think Cole said it as well. I wanted Mateer to play because I didn't want the excuse of them to say, "Oh, well, we didn't have our starting quarterback." That's why. That's why I was like, I want him to play. Let him play. Let him play. Because that otherwise it's going to be an excuse. Now, I also said I didn't think he should play because I thought it was rushed. What do y'all think he was rushed in too soon, or y'all just think he just shit the bed?
No, I think he's awful.
Yeah, I just think.
Look, I'm not saying. I'll take the AJ McCarron route. What he said, like, yes, that type of injury on your throwing hand, like, it affects you, right? But I mean, his throws weren't even close. Like if he was throwing like that all week, they wouldn't have played him, right? In my opinion, at least. I mean, in warm-ups, if he is throwing that bad, they wouldn't have played him. So no, I would never entertain the idea that his thumb was the reason he looked so bad, because I think if it was, they would have went another route. But that's just me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. I think they're going to say. I think OU fans are going to say he shouldn't have played. But
Yeah,
like,
of course.
he just looked like shit. I don't. Like, to me, it's that simple. He just looked like shit.
Got you. All right, let's get on to the Irish. How'd your Irish do, Bo?
So Notre Dame showed out yet again against NC State. Mr. C.J. Carr looking like a premier quarterback in the college football landscape. Capped off the night with 342 yards, 2 passing touchdowns. Unfortunately, there was an interception, but we are showing up a lot better. Here, hold on, give me 1 second. Sorry, y'all, had to drop off stuff to my little brother. Anyways,
No, you're
back
good. You're
to
good.
back to what it is. So, Jeremiah Love, another great showing for him. About 80 yards on the ground in 21 attempts, I believe, 2 touchdowns. Jadarian Price had a pretty good game. Not really too.
Nope,
Oh, we lost you there, Bo.
bro.
NC State squad has been a 20-point per game scoring unit, and Notre Dame held them to 7. So played incredible against them. I will say our DBs are starting, and the defense is looking a hell of a lot better than when we started the year. So another great win, and we got shitty ass USC this week. So gonna have a great game hopefully against the Trojans, and yeah, USC hate week, baby. Fuck them.
It's the rivalry for the. Hey, let's see if you remember. For what's the trophy y'all were playing for?
Oh, you
I-
would ask me. You would ask me. I don't remember off the top of my
But
head.
don't you make me call you casual.
the
Hey,
golden shillelagh or some crap like that.
hey,
It's an
The fuck is
Irish
yeah.
it?
Well,
Irish.
that's most of our trophies. They're all like different shillelaghs. There's a jeweled one, like a brass one, a gold one. I mean, that's like most of our trophies. And yes, you can definitely call me a casual, but again, I'm like 2.5 years in, so leave me alone.
Hey, and this might be the last rivalry game between USC and Notre Dame for foreseeable future. They said that it's kind of put in limbo after this year, so that's gonna suck because that used to be a fun game to watch. Let's move on to
Well,
the next one. Unless you got anything else,
no, nope, I
Well,
don't have anything else.
I'll say
I'm
one thing because it has to be said. This we've seen this story before. Notre Dame's gonna go 10-2 and walk into the playoffs. I'm calling it now. 10-2, straight into the playoffs.
Yep.
Well,
No
I'm not
doubt.
sure if you know
absolutely.
or not. Your camera's off.
No, I got Chloe right now.
Okay, you're good. How'd you feel about it? You got any comments on it, Buddha?
No, I mean, to be transparent, that game kind of got lost in the shuffle to me. Just I was watching Texas OU. I was with my family, so we had the TCU game on. So, like, that one just didn't get any eyeball from me. I kept up with the score because I bet
Gotcha,
on it.
gotcha. Let's get into your big one. Let's get into it. South Carolina travels to Death Valley. How'd you feel about it? What's your thoughts?
In the moment, there was some frustrations with Nuss. I went rewatch the game. I was around family, so there's a lot of questions and conversations. So I actually, rewatching the game, I actually thought it was LSU's most complete game that they played. Outside of the Southeastern game, but against legitimate competition, I thought it was the most complete game they played. LSU averaged 5.5 yards a carry. They actually got a little bit of the running game going. They had multiple explosive plays. They left conservatively 13 points on the board. Probably could have been 17. You had the fumble at the goal line. Then Nuss makes the bad throw, just overthrows a guy by 97 feet. And then he makes a bad read on an RPO. But LSU's offense was able to move the ball. They looked competent. I thought Nuss looked relatively like himself. I thought he was able to throw the ball down the field. We finally used Trey Green, which I don't know why it took him this long to go like, oh, look at this. We have a 6'7" guy who's a matchup nightmare. The LSU defense played great again. I think they held the North Sellers to like 143 total yards of offense. One of the stats of LSU's defense that I thought was relatively impressive was outside of the only touchdown South Carolina scored, the 72-yard rush, they would have only allowed 3 other plays the whole game that were over 15 yards. So there was essentially no explosive offense for South Carolina outside of the one, missed assignment, whatever happened, the gas run. Outside of that, they had no explosive plays. And LSU, like again, they 5.5 yards on average carrying the ball was the best they've looked all year. You got to play better. You got to clean it up, right? The goal line, red zone turnovers are an issue, right? Nuss's turnovers in SEC play are an issue. It's stacking up over 2 years to where it's becoming a blatant problem. But even if you don't eliminate his turnovers and you just don't fumble the ball when you're trying to reach it out, which is like a whatever, like it happens, you win that game 27. I thought they looked like and one thing that stood out was Brian Kelly handled a lot of the play calling. So he had a play sheet all game and he handled a lot of it, and I thought it looked like more rhythm. And again, it doesn't take a genius to throw the ball to the 6'7" guy. All in all, though, you're back in the top 10 with a huge matchup coming up. It's Caden Durham played really good. That's another guy I wanted to touch on. I thought he played excellent. He had 15 carries. I think he had 78 yards, but his PFF grade for pass blocking was an 80. So he really made a difference in the passing game there, which I think you lacked against Ole Miss. So that's a significant thing. And Mansour Delaney, LSU's corner, I think might be the best corner in the country. I mean, he took like 40 pass snaps or 20 something. It was a big number of pass snaps and allowed 0 yards. Like he's just locked down over there.
He's a psychopath, and he's so good. It's
It's
insane. If you you watch this dude like really like watch him. I told y'all after the Clemson game, me and Chase sitting up there watching him on the sidelines, middle of the game, middle of the third quarter at that, just like shadow covering air,
Dude,
just practicing reps. I'm just like, this dude's a
yeah,
monster. Like that's a foxhole guy, man. That's a guy you want in your trenches.
I think he's given up like 2 catches this year. I mean, it's unbelievable. He's like one of the guys, like, there's the videos of Shane Beamer, like, tapping him on the ass, going, like, I don't know what to do, man. Like, we drew up a good play, and we just can't get it by you. But, I don't know. I was impressed with LSU, rewatching the game. A lot of stuff you got to clean up. But it was another one. LSU dominated that game. LSU controlled it. South Carolina's offense did nothing outside of the one gas run play. And then it got cleaned up, and they did nothing after that. I was very impressed with LSU. But again, big challenge this weekend. And an 11 o'clock game, which, like Cole talked about, 11 o'clock games are weird and funky, and I don't love playing Pavia at 11 a.m.
I didn't
Yeah.
either, to be clear. I did not either.
I don't love it.
I enjoy playing that time slot at that exact stadium. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, that's gonna be one to keep an eye on.
Yeah. I mean, look, I thought LSU looked good. I mean, I think Nuss's turnovers are going to be an issue down the stretch. I mean, I don't think that's really a secret. I think anybody who knows anything about football would agree with that. The decision making, it's been all year with him with decision making. He did look better. I thought he looked more like himself, kind of like you said. Like some of the throws he was hitting, seemed better. I had to go rewatch the game too because I got obliterated and didn't remember much of it. Looked a lot better. The O-line, I thought looked a little bit better. I also just don't know what to think about South Carolina anymore. I mean, they're just horrible. Like by no means am I taking anything away from LSU, but it's like I thought they'd get a lot of pressure on Nuss. I really did. And I didn't look at the stat sheet to see how many sacks they had, if they had any. But was it 0? See, like that.
Yep.
That's to me. That's more of a testament to LSU's O-line than anything. Because they do have dudes on that South Carolina front that can get to the quarterback. But no, man. Look, I mean, another 10-point win. If you say something about it, you're spoiled, and that's about all I have to say about it.
Well, hey, here's the can we think of another team that's ranked in the top 10, like in recent memory, that's ranked in the top 10? You're 5-1, the season's still so ahead of you, and people just hate the head coach. Like, it's just like if he tomorrow morning said, going to Penn State, people would be like, "See you, bud."
That's the other.
One second, but I was talking to a buddy about that today. I was like, it's so crazy. It's like LSU's ranked 10th in the nation. They're 5-1, and boy, it's just the mood about LSU from LSU fans, from fans across other teams. It's just that, like, no, they ain't shit. It's crazy, man. Like, respect where it's due. Like, they're 5-1. Everything's in front of them. They rattle off 5 more wins. Guess what? You're sitting in a really good spot. 6 more wins. Sorry. So we'll see, dude. But I understand.
It's like the way it feels like a marriage that's not working out. Like, I think I said it on the live. Like, you throw some lingerie on a Saturday night. Like, yeah, I'll handle it. But then on Monday, I'm back to being like, I don't really like you. I just hope you keep doing something special for me on Saturday night. And then, like, I don't know, but the schedule does kind of open up, right? It looks like you got this A&M and Bama game. If you can figure out to win one of those, OU, I don't think is very good. Arkansas is not very good. You get this Vandy game, the season opens up where you're kind of playing for a playoff spot, in my opinion, between A&M and Bama, those 2 games. So we'll see what happens, but I thought we looked good. I was impressed with LSU.
My thing,
not turn the ball over.
No, my thing that I mean, you let us know your frustrations Saturday during the game, and then you saw the frustrations on Twitter from everybody with Nuss, and his play, and I'm like, man, is he really playing that bad? And then I looked at it. He's thrown an interception in every game except one against Southeastern. Southeastern's the only school he didn't throw an interception on. So I'm just like, man, so I'm not sure what it is, what it hasn't clicked. If it's the injury, if it's not the injury, like, did he look hurt? I had the game on, but I was doing 8 million other things at the time too. It didn't show it. Didn't look like he was hurt or anything. So
except for his ankle.
Don't lie,
no,
he was just hammered.
His arm looked good. He looked like he had zip on the ball again. That was the concerning part. Was that like he didn't underthrow balls and he had zip. So he's got 17 picks in 11 SEC games. Like that's the number.
I tell you what it is. I'll tell you what it is. It's the old Louisiana saying. He got that bad juju. He should have never changed his number. He should have stuck with 13. He should have
Well,
stuck with
I mean,
13 because
he
this is
he
supposed to
did
be
this
his
last.
year. This is supposed to be his year. um, we'll see though. We'll see. That'll be a fun game. Here's an interesting fact about y'all. In the past 5 seasons, 83% of SEC games played at night have been played by LSU.
Yeah, it's the
So bullshit.
Home games played at night. LSU's gotten 83% of them. And look, I think part of it is the thing of like it's easy for it's kind of like whiteout games. It's kind of like that. Like it's easy for ESPN or CBS back in the day to sell it as Saturday Night in Death Valley, right? Whether or not you agree with it or not, like it just plays in that world where like they do it, and especially like so this I saw the stat. This came up with A&M LSU got announced, right? That clearly means ESPN thinks LSU's probably going to beat Vanderbilt. Which if they do, then you're staring at a top 10 game, and they can go top 10 rivalry game Saturday Night in Death Valley, and they can sell it all week. It's a ploy on that, and as much as people bitch about it, like I love playing the night games, but like LSU fans don't have a say over it. Like Ole Miss people bitch and complain like no other. That's all they talk about. And it's like I don't know why you're bitching on Twitter. The fans have no say in it. Because if I had to say we'd play every one of our games at 6:30, every game we play would be at 6:30. I don't have that say though. Like that, they not calling me. They're not calling Tusa, who's on Twitter. If you know, you know. They're not calling him, asking him. Like we just get the games. I don't know what to tell people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hadn't seen it until earlier, and I was just like, damn, that is nuts. Over the past 5 years, 83% of them have been LSU
Yeah.
night games. I'm like, that's crazy.
Are we done with LSU?
Yeah, what do you want to get into now?
Let's talk about the Cowpasture College Auburn. Let's talk about them for a second. Look, you say what you want. And I'm not going to go crazy here because when I go crazy, bad luck happens to me. But I will say this. It is not a coincidence that Hugh Freeze is continuing to get just absolutely screwed over. It's not a coincidence. The refs hate him. The league hates him. Fuck. I think everybody hates him. Everybody should hate him. Auburn not only is sitting at, 3-3, if I'm not mistaken? 3-3. They dismissed a senior starting running back. Let's say starting, loosely. A senior running back who got playing time from the team today. Just dismissed him. He didn't live up to Auburn standards. Well, Hugh Freeze, if anybody knows what not living up to Auburn standards means, you would know. Okay? You, all the strippers, all the cocaine, and all the money. Dude, I'll tell you, Auburn, you want to talk about a team that's in a blender? Auburn's in a blender right now. And they still have to play Missouri, Alabama, and Vanderbilt. Lucky for them, they get Alabama at Nightmare Stadium, but we'll see.
Hey, so the fun factor about Jackson Arnold and Mateer, they both share the same amount of touchdowns this year, 6. Big difference though. Mateer's got 6 interceptions. How many? You know how many Jackson Arnold has? 0.
I don't know.
0. So did they upgrade there or did they downgrade there?
I'll asking, but whatever. Cam Coleman finally made it 300 yards receiving. Good job, Cam. Proud of you.
Why would I hear a good receiver want to go play at Auburn? That doesn't make sense to me. Like, why would you want to do it? They are just Florida. Like, them and Florida are the same program to me. Like, I don't care how much hype you have. You're just going to shit down your fucking leg, and that's what they've been doing. Their offense is putrid. Like, Pete, you and I have complained about our offenses, respectively. Their offense is putrid. Our offenses look like the greatest show on turf compared to Jackson Arnold-led offenses. They are horrible. They can't do anything.
Do either
I
of
don't
y'all
know
play
Jackson
Auburn?
Arnold. I don't know Jackson Arnold knows you're supposed to stand up to play football because I think he thinks you're supposed to lay down and then try to run offense.
Dumpster fire over there.
Absolutely. Y'all ain't got anything else? We can close it out. You got anything else?
No, prayers for LSU this week. I hope y'all beat Diego Pavia by 1,000,000, and I hope Pete does not enjoy watching it.
Let's see if Peso can show up. He didn't show up for the Bama game, so we'll see about this one.
No,
Hey, as always,
poverty Pavia is going to shit down his leg. That's what's going to happen.
we'll see. We'll see. It'll be a big one. It's a big. I mean, hey, it's a big one for LSU season. So we'll see how it turns out. As always, you have a good one. We'll catch y'all Friday for the live, and see y'all this weekend. Hook 'em.
Roll
Fuck
Tide.
USC.
First 12 ounces. First 12 ounces, yeah. First 12 ounces. First 12 ounces, yeah. Y'all better listen up. This sports talking tough. So if you got a cup, go on and raise it up. I'll raise one with you as we talk about the sports. It's raining stats and rumors. Let us give you the report. This is First 12 ounces. First 12 ounces, yeah. First 12 ounces.